Hi guys, this is Rabia and you are listening to the Brown Girl Rants, and in this episode we are going to be reading some Reddit stories and giving our opinion on it. So, this is one of my favorite things to listen personally when I am at office, when I am working. I always listen to someone reading Reddit stories and giving their opinions on it. One of my favorite ones is this channel Smosh, and they read Reddit stories, and there's like other people, they invite people as guests and they give opinions on the situation and all, and I always enjoy it so much. I think it's a very mindless thing. Mindless listen, like it's fun. I love it. I did something like that with my friends on another podcast that I do with that I used to do with my friend Samin, and it was called Call Me In, and we did. And actually, it was the last episode we uploaded over there, where it was like four of us friends, and we read stories and we gave our opinion on it, and I enjoyed it so much that I knew I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it with a guest, like, and I cannot arrange any guest right now, so you're gonna listen me read out situation of people and then give my precious opinion on it. I was on a Reddit hunt for the past 2 days and I found some good story. So we're gonna read them and see what I feel about them, and if you agree or disagree or have any opinion about these things, so do let me know on my Instagram DM. It's at the Brown Girl Rants on Instagram. Follow me and let me know how you feel about it. Okay, before starting, the Reddit term here is that whoever makes the post, whoever is writing the post and telling their situation, will be called OP. Okay, which means original poster. So we'll say OP. We'll call the person who is writing the post by OP. So let's start. Okay, first story, it's coming from the subreddit Our Desi Parent Stories. And the title says, I accidentally hurt my Pakistani mom and feel very guilty. So, we have some guests coming over to stay at my house for a few weeks. So, my family decided to start preparing quickly. My mom has been cleaning tirelessly this entire week, cooking, cleaning the bathroom, redecorating the backyard, and etc. Today, she kept yelling at me to wake up and help her clean, since I was still sleeping by 1 pm. She's been awake since 8 am today, even though she has work tomorrow. I was slacking off while doing my daily chores, so she told me to get up twice and then took my phone away because I wouldn't stop watching my show. This got me mad, and I got all sassy with her when she told me to wipe the walls. This was her last straw, and she began to swing and smack me, pulling my hairs and giving me beating as many desi moms do. I consider this discipline and not abuse. But of course, I tried to get her to stop. I yelled at her, keep your hands off and don't touch me. This only angered her more and she began to swing at me harder. But in order to protect myself, I looked the other way. Out of instinct, swung her at her. I ended up slamming her thumb and fingers, to which she walked away sobbing and wailing in pain. While sobbing, she said insults and she said what a bad daughter I was. Though we didn't talk about it and just moved on later, like usual whenever these types of events occur, I feel so very guilty. As I realize how bad I was treating her and how exhausted she must have been, to which I didn't even ask how she's doing. Even currently, while I am typing this on my bed, I'm supposed to be asleep by 1 am and my mom is still working. At the end of the day, should I feel guilty? Okay, so first of all, your guests are coming for quite a while, for a few weeks. But okay, so I understand with like the first half of the story where she's explaining that her mom has been working and preparing for everything, and she just does not feel like working and like cleaning the home. I get that, like so bad. Sometimes I would like wake up on a random Sunday or Saturday, and in my head I'll be like, okay, I'm just gonna lay in bed all day and not do anything. But I'll see my parents aggressively cleaning the whole home, and there's just this guilt ke I don't want to do it. Why they're doing it, and you get a little bit annoyed ke like, why you guys are working? Why? Let's just chill down. Let's all relax. Or whenever I get annoyed, I always tell myself ki, oh my god, I am not gonna do that whenever I'll have kids. Like, this is not something matlab, I would not, like, I will also rest and let them rest. But at the same time, obviously मुझे लगता है कि while you grow, when you grow up, you just turn out like that. I don't know. And you want to clean the whole home, you want to be organized, and you want to do all of that. And मुझे लगता है कि when you grow up, मतलब कि as a daughter, when you grow up at a certain age, you see your mom doing all of that, and you personally do not have the energy to do all of this, but you feel bad and you are like, why is she working like that? Why can't she chill? So I think this is something that is really normal. और जो बंदा काम कर रहा होता है, they want, मतलब कि they are doing it, and they might be doing it because they want to do it or they enjoy doing it, whatever. But you're seeing the other person who is not working, so you want them to join in, and sometimes you get a little pissed on them. But I feel like being physical and beating your kid is not good, and you should not doing it. Not to your toddlers, not to your grown ass kid. You shouldn't be doing it. I understand that her mom wants her to help her, which everyone mom wants their kids to help their, like, in the house chores. But and sometimes kids don't listen, and that pisses you off. Like, that's exhausting, I understand. But to physically go and start beating them because of that is, I think, it's a bit extreme. Even though the girl herself, the OP, said that she considers it as discipline and not abuse. I understand, and obviously मुझे लगता है कि इट डिपेंड्स हर, मतलब कि घर के माहौल और उस तरह. लेकिन फिर भी मुझे लगता है कि वी आर इन दिस लाइक current, जब when I was little as a kid, and teachers used to beat the shit out of kids, and it would not be considered as abuse, and it would be considered as like something they are doing it to make the kid more responsible, or they did some mistake, they didn't get good marks in exams. Like, why is a kid who didn't do anything, जिसकी वजह से उनको मार पड़नी चाहिए, is getting beaten up by a teacher for failing an exam? That's extreme. But that was normalized when I was a kid. Like, it's okay, आप थप्पड़ खा रहे हो, आप कुछ भी कर रहे हो. तो मुझे लगता है कि it should not be normalized, and we should like take note of it. We should not be a parent like that. And to like snap her back, I think in order to protect yourself, I think it was just like something that happened. Like, it wasn't your instinct, and it just happened. I don't think इसमें गलती थी, मतलब कि she was physical with you were trying to protect yourself, and obviously but at the same time, they're your parents, and you, if do something like you reciprocate, I can't even say that word, reciprocate. If you give that energy back, obviously you feel bad. Obviously your parents are old, maybe, and you just, you would not feel good. And if the OP feels very bad after doing it, even though they moved on from it and maybe they had a conversation, but she still feels bad. And the fact that it's 1 a.m., her mom is up from 8 a.m. and working, and it's 1 a.m., is very insane. Like, I understand guest is coming over, but I think a quick 4-minute clean why I'm saying 4 minutes, a quick 4 hour clean is good. Like, it's okay to not like go and it's okay to not like clean every corner of the house. It's okay. I think even if you're deep cleaning, I think 4 hours is enough. And if you are like daily मतलब अगर आप रोज का रोज you're doing chores, तो 1 hour is enough. You shouldn't give more than that. And if मतलब कि तो इस वजह से her mom, I think her mom like needs to chill. And I don't understand the way our mom's generation, the time they're raised in, so they don't deserve that. They don't even deserve to clean all day, even if there's a huge guest come over for how many weeks. They don't like a huge, it's not normal for our moms to work like that. And obviously the guilt is there, and we don't want to work like that, or we're just lazy, we don't want to work. I think parents should like understand their kid in that way. If someday they don't want to work, they should relax with them as well. And you should work matlab ke as a team. So like matlab ke whenever my mom is working and I am just not doing anything, I'm scrolling my phone or I'm laying down, there is just this guilt in me कि वो काम कर रही हैं और मैं कुछ नहीं कर रही. And I just do, either I would want to go and help her, like, and sometimes I just don't want her to do the work as well. I want her to chill with me. And I think this is something that I would personally like do as a parent. If I feel like my kids or my daughter is not in the mood for cleaning, then I'll do a mild one. But if I do not have the energy and it's pissing me off that I'm the only person who is doing work and everyone else is not, then I'll let it go personally. So I think if you think this is something, obviously I think I do feel for your mom as well, for the OP's mom as well, that that she's working. But at the same time, you cannot smack your children, you cannot beat them because they refuse to work. That's not even something that could be called like के बदतमीजी है या बच्चा मतलब के उस तरह नहीं है. I think she was so tired by working herself कि she just was pissed के why no one is helping me out. But I don't think she should have like she should have beaten you. Is that even a word? And I think you should go and have a conversation with her. I am sorry, I should have helped you. I didn't feel like working. I think you should take it easy as well. But I am sorry that I smacked your thumb or finger. But you should not beat me like that. Like, I want you to we can like have a conversation about it. So just I think the OB should just have a conversation with their mom, because it seems like they moved on, and like it's okay, and that does not makes her a bad daughter. If they have moved on, and if her mom is fine, and if her mom is not like that 24/7. Because if you're feeling guilty right now, I assume you have a good relation with your mom. If your mom would be blackmailing or would be unnecessary being abusive to you all the time, you would not have felt for her that way. So I think just a nice conversation would be good. I think sometimes moms themselves are just so like done and tired. So maybe she herself is so tired कि she ended up मतलब वो उन्होंने अपना सारा गुस्सा अपनी औलाद पे उतार दिया, which is not good. But obviously मुझे लगता है कि the understanding we have with parenting now and the way we are seeing situation. Similarly, जैसे I said कि when I was a kid, it was so normalized to beat kids, for teacher to beat kids in school, and the parents were completely fine by it. They would not raise a question. But now parents don't like parents would not tolerate something like that. So I think things have changed with time. So maybe obviously our parents are still in that still have those thoughts. So I think we should be able to tell them okay, this is not right, and this is not acceptable. And I hope ke things sort out because it feels like you have a good the OP have why I'm saying you, they are not talking to me, but it seems like the OP have good relationship with their mom. So I think they should be able you should be able to have a talk with them and make them understand physical like being physical or like slapping or beating kids is not okay, especially in any situation, especially in this case where it's not like a big deal, it's not really a big deal. Okay, next story is from our friendship advice. Am I asking too much of my friends? I feel like I'm asking the bare minimum and getting nothing in return. When planning to go out with friends, do you have to chase them around to set a date or place? Because I feel that's the case with many of my friends or people I try to hang out with. If by the second or third time they cancel off or move it to another unspecific date, I just leave them alone. But there's a friend that does reschedule for the next day or next week and we get to hang out. But I'm always on the edge of wondering if we are going out that day because sometimes he cancels out of nowhere. And I understand because he has to work weekends sometimes or he had an issue at home. But even then, I have to text him to make sure if he's coming because if I don't, he ends up texting me saying he won't make it while I am already at the place. I'm getting too tired of always initiating texts or making plan and moving my schedule around just to get stood up. And it's not even about getting stood up or that they cancel the plan. But the fact that they don't even respect my time enough to text early and say they won't be able to go. I feel that expecting them to go out is already too much at this point. Sometimes it feels like people don't know how to be friends anymore, but I see a lot of people hanging out together all the time. So it feels like I might be the issue. Okay, so in that, I think I have talked about it in my previous episodes and a little bit, and I feel like if you slightly feel like that your friends maybe are not making plans with you and you are the person who's putting all the effort and you are the person who's initiating everything, then you should leave those friends. You should not text them and see if they text you first, if they make plans with you. See if they think if you are important to them as a friend, they will themselves message you and ask you to meet. They themselves would want you to come at their plans because your absence, unless your absence will be felt, you do not need to like message every time and make plan every time in. And if your friends end up not coming in that scenario, so I think if obviously once you graduate and once once after a while when you're working especially, it's very hard to make plans. It is very and everyone, a lot of people do not have the same schedule. A lot of people are busy, a lot of people get busy with family because if you, sometimes you just get so busy with family that you do not have the time to get out with friends. But in any case, in any ways, first of all I think you should see whoever is putting the effort and whoever is meeting you because they actually enjoy your company and not because they just want to keep your heart. वो जब बस इसलिए आ रहे हैं ताकि वो आपका दिल रख सकें और ये ना कि अगला बंदा बुरा ना मान जाए, ये ना कर सके. See, I think if you want to meet people because you enjoy that person and you want to hang out with that person, then it should be the same ways for them as well, that they are really excited to meet you as well because they want to enjoy your company and want to meet you desperately. Not even desperately, but really want to just meet you. If you are not getting that energy and you're feeling like maybe you're overthinking and maybe it's not the case, even if you feel like you're overthinking, I think you still need to stop putting that effort and let your friends make that effort. And again, just as I said in the previous episode, a lot of people want to be around people because they feel like they don't want to be alone and they want to have friends. But अगर आपकी ऐसी दोस्ती है जिसमें you feel like you're the only one putting effort, तो ऐसी दोस्ती से बेहतर आपके दोस्त ना हो. And it's okay to, like, instead of doing that, give the time to the people who actually would want to have you, like your parents, your siblings, maybe some other group of friends that would actually would appreciate you more. तो मुझे लगता है कि you should not, like, if you feel like you're the one who's chasing them and they're not reciprocating the energy. I'm trying to say this word, लेकिन नहीं I don't know why can't pronounce it. Then you should just leave them. Like, literally, I know it's easier to say than to do it, but you should really leave them. Whoever appreciates you as a person will have you over, will themselves, like, have you in their plan, would initiate plans as well. So you don't need to do that thing. If you think people are not prioritizing you, then you should not be that available for them. It's okay. And, like, it's not like you should just, like, मतलब बंदा उनको ब्लॉक कर दे और फड्डा कर ले. फड्डा करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. जस्ट लाइक डिस्टेंस योर सेल्फ, और आप उनसे उतनी दोस्ती रखो जितना अगला बंदा आपसे दोस्ती रख ले. मुझे लगता है कि दिस इज़ समथिंग दैट वी नीड टू डू in order to differentiate के who are the friends. Like, I have a lot of people I would call friends, but they would and I would have great conversation with them, but we have never met क्योंकि our schedule don't match, and, like, we have a good online friendship and it's not necessary for us to meet. तो मुझे लगता है कि there are some people who I don't have any emotional connection with, but I do keep, मतलब कि I would meet them often क्योंकि we are in the same group and मतलब they're just hangout friends. तो just मुझे लगता है आपको अपने फ्रेंड से उतना ही करना चाहिए जितना वो आपसे करे. इफ समवन इज जस्ट लाइक, इफ यू आर हैविंग अ ग्रेट कॉन्वर्सेशन विद समवन ऑन टेक्स्ट, इट डज नॉट मीन दैट you have to meet that person every day or every month or every year. Sometimes you just don't meet that person at all. If you're meeting someone, it does not mean you might have an emotional connection with them and you will get to, like, share every detail of your life and they'll do that back. So we need to just see how the friend is, like, treating you and treat them the same way. If someone does not want to hang out, and it's okay, and still they're like but you can still have a mild friendship with them. So I think that's the thing. If a friendship is just not making you feel good about yourself, then I think you're better off by that. And there would be a lot of people who need your precious time, like your family, or there would be people, you will find your people eventually. So yeah, that's my advice. Next story, it comes from our Pakistani confessions. Caught teacher staring. Just so you all know, I wear baggy clothes, minimum skin show and everything. Going back to when it started, it was our first week with him at university, and I went on to his table to get some feedback. And while I was asking my questions, I had my eyes fixated on my work. But once I did finish talking, I caught him staring at my chest. It was disgusting. After that very class, I stuck to wearing only shalwar kameez in his class as well as dupatta, which I might not normally wear with baggy fits. This went on for an entire semester and I felt extremely uncomfortable in his class for no apparent reason. I avoided asking questions and talking to him no matter what. Today, we had our final assignment and we had to submit it to him directly at his desk. It disgusts me to my core to say this. I avoided this man's face for months and months and yet again caught him glaring at my chest. I have been convincing myself that it might have been a mishap or some at first time it happened, but this time it made it certain he's more pervert than a teacher. And the fact that he discourages music in class makes me go crazy. I mean, the hypocrisy. Apart from this man, there's a classmate of mine who I keep staring my chest for long amount of time. While I am addressing to him, there have been several incidents where he has tried to get over friendly with me, but handling people verbally is far easier. I really don't give him a set response and tend to ignore his existence. I hate him. What is wrong with these men? Or is it me who is at fault? Thinking about this makes me go extremely guilty, so much, and so that I haven't even shared a word about this to anyone. First of all, you should not even ask if this is your fault or not, because it's not. How can it be your fault? May I tell this to every single person. First of all, the fact that you have to literally tell, like in the first sentence, that your dressing is not like that, you should not be saying that. Like in any case, and whatever you are wearing, someone should not stare at you in that way, or any of anyone's body part in that way, regardless of what you're wearing. And I always say that to people ke mujhe pata hai ke there was this trend when a lot of like men would be like ke ladkiyan aise kapde na pehne to unke sath aisa nahi hoga. First of all, obviously मुझे लगता है कि ये मतलब there have been a lot of incidents then when there has been literally a child or someone who's literally like covered, and people are still staring at that person like that. And even in this case, but even if you're wearing an outfit, a revealing outfit, उसमें भी someone does not get the license to stare you like that. Or फिर the other thing I always tell people is कि if someone is wearing revealing clothes, that thing is not hurting you in any way. Lekin you staring at someone and you harassing someone is affecting the other person. You are doing something that is harming the other person. They would, whatever they dress up as is not harming you literally in any way. So I don't understand ke matlab ke it just made me so sad that the fact that the girl had to first justify ke how that she wears baggy clothes and she doesn't do any skin show, and at the end she even is asking, is it my fault? It is not your fault. Secondly, in university there are teachers, and there have been cases where you feel uncomfortable in that teacher's existence, and you know कि you cannot maybe say anything, मतलब कि आप उनसे directly कोई बात नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि it can affect your grades and no one might listen to you. I feel कि first of all you need to share it to a female friend of yours. I feel like you cannot like, obviously we are मतलब we are like रहने दो, मसला ना बने, ड्रामा ना हो, यू डोंट वांट टू गेट इन्वॉल्व इन ड्रामा. और हमारी सोसाइटी ऐसी है कि इंस्टेड ऑफ लाइक कंफर्टिंग दैट पर्सन हु इज़ बीइंग हु इज़ द विक्टिम ऑफ ऑल ऑफ दिस, वो भी उस ड्रामे में इन्वॉल्व होते हैं और उनका नाम भी ख़राब होता है, जिसकी मुझे कोई समझ नहीं आती. तो आई फील लाइक फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मुझे लगता है कि yes, we don't want to be a part of that drama, and we want to like just go through it. We don't, हम कहते हैं कि सेमेस्टर है, गुजर जाएगा, हम खुद टीचर को इग्नोर करेंगे, हम क्लासेस अगर कोई स्किप हो सके करेंगे. But that if that teacher would not be stopped, he would keep doing that to girls, which we also don't want to happen. Someone has to break the chain. So if you want to be the person who wants to break the chain, I think first of all it is important that if you have your female friends that are good friends, a lot of people do victim blaming, and I know that it's hurt so bad and you're like कि लोगों को बताने से बेहतर है मैं अपने पास चीज़ रख लूँ. लेकिन I feel like if there's someone who you think is trustable and would really just listen to you and believe you, you should tell it to them. Maybe there's a lot of girls in the class who feel the same way, and all of you guys are afraid to share it with each other. So I think first of all aapko confide it in someone, and then I think if you don't directly want to say something to the teacher kyunki you feel like it's gonna affect your grades, so I feel like go to a female teacher. And there are very good like female professors in the university who are who would like take step for the kids and for the girls and for any woman. So और आपको टीचर को देख के पता लग जाता है कि ये टीचर मेरी सुनेंगी और मेरे लिए स्टैंड लेंगी. There are strong women in like universities as professor who would stand up for you and who would take that, who would like who would complain about it. Like I think even in my university there were female teacher I knew I could trust. If something like this could happen, I will complain to those teacher and they would take my case and they would like make these things solve and make it reach to higher authorities, ताकि वो टीचर्स जो हैं टीचर को पनिश करें या जो मतलब कि जो भी उनका मतलब कि होता है यूनिवर्सिटी में. तो आई थिंक यू शुड, if you can share it to your female teacher, that would be really nice. And to a teacher that you know this person, this woman is gonna stand up for me. Lekin if there's no, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि you are more comfortable sharing it with female than male. But if it gets out of hands, then you have to like complain it to maybe the management, maybe to someone. क्योंकि if you want to, again you can ignore him and get good marks, लेकिन sometimes you just feel so disgusted and you have to break the chain क्योंकि it will keep happening to other kids and it's just not fair. तो मुझे लगता है कि yes, it's risky and there's a whole drama you get involved in it. Sometimes there's just a risk के टीचर की बजाय आपका नाम खराब हो. लेकिन I think if you have the right support system around you, then you would be able to have justice and to have like more witness to see के who also in the class might be a victim of this. वो टीचर कोई और भी जाकर क्लासेस लेते होंगे, वो भी जो हैं मतलब आप उनसे भी मतलब कि मे बी talk to those girls. So if you have like, even you have group of like 4 people, you can go and complain about them. And I don't think कि कोई भी university जो है वो इतनी बुरी होगी कि they won't like, they would believe the teacher more than the girls. And about the classmate, whenever you catch him doing something like that, just insult him literally on his face. Because here there's the person in front of you is equal and he's your classmate. With teacher obviously it's different because that person have your like grades, okay, and he have more power. So you need to gather a little bit power, a little bit more support in order to fight with that person. And you cannot just directly go and tell him that thing because he's just gonna fail you in your course. But for your classmate, just insult him on your face. Someone in the comment actually said कि call him out on it. Next time classmate ऐसा करे तो ऊंचे कहना भाई मेरा मुंह ऊपर है. I think that's a good one. But with teacher, I think you need to like gather some support and be for like strength. And once you have that and there's maybe someone who is on the same level as the teacher and have control and can take your case and will stand out, will support you, will step up for you. So I think confined in those female teacher. And for a female teacher, I think it's very important कि वो girls को वो strength और support दें कि लड़की अगर के साथ ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है तो वो आके उनके साथ share कर सके. But this shit happens and most of the people just stay silent क्योंकि I know कि मतलब the stakes are high. You can get failed, the teacher could literally make you like out of the university क्योंकि यहाँ पे मतलब कि people would believe the teacher more if अगर कोई घटिया university हुई, or it will just affect you and people will give you looks and even though you are the victim in it, but someone has to just break the chain. And I think hopefully people have spine and people will support. And मुझे लगता है कि you can tell by seeing the teacher कि ये ऐसा करते हैं, मतलब कि even the guys might don't care, but even the guys might notice कि the teacher is like that. Having said that, these a-holes get by because they remain unchallenged in more cases. Make sure to stand up for yourself and let them know that you are aware of their creepiness and will not tolerate it. Which is exactly what I feel like, that you should you should do, क्योंकि it's just not one victim. I'm sure there would be a lot of people. A lot of people actually in the comments said to even tell your teacher to, whenever you're talking to him and you find him staring at your chest, you should say that मेरा मुंह पर है. But and even to the classmate. But if you feel like you cannot confront them like that, then, and if you think it's a bigger issue, then you should totally like get some strength and complain it to someone. Actually writing a letter is also a very good idea, but I think if you have a female teacher that you feel like is gonna support you and is and you feel like she's gonna believe and support you, to having her support would be really good as well. Okay, last story. This is from our Pakistani confession. And they need an advice. I am head over heels. It's a man. I am head over heels over a girl in my university. We are in third semester, and the thing is that she never talks to guys, which is of course a good thing as it means she's modest and she's just introverted, I guess. She doesn't do hijab or anything but well covered. I am not interested in some haram relationship as I have the means to get married and my family won't be an issue either. The question is, how do I approach as she's pretty reserved? Though I asked a girl about her likes and dislikes, plus I don't have any issue with starting a conversation, but I don't want to be respectful and don't want to come off as creep. So, the problem I found in the story was that okay, he she doesn't talk to guys, and he's like, which is good because that means that she's modest. I think even if someone is talking to guys or is having a conversation with guys, that does not mean they're immodest. Like I don't know, like this is not the I don't like this thought process. um so if that, but as far as you want to like get married to that girl, I don't know how you can. You seems like you never had a conversation with that girl. If you never had the conversation, you actually don't know what she seeks in a marriage, or like in a marriage and in a relationship, and what is her type maybe, and what does she want, and you don't know her completely as well. So you, without knowing her, how can you like how would you want to get married to her? So I don't get this. Like if you have seen someone, it's क्योंकि that means you're just attracted to her, attracted by her because she, by her looks and the fact that she's reserved and she don't talk to any guy, which I don't know, maybe it's your choice, which you can be attracted to. Like initial attraction could be like that, but the fact that you see her as your future wife is, I think, a little bit extreme. And especially if the girl is not interested in talking to anyone, so you cannot like, if she's not looking at you in that way, then you cannot like go in as extreme as thinking of her as your future wife. What you should do is so if she's not just talking to guys, that means she does not want to talk to guys. It's as simple as that. You can still try maybe talking to her about study related, talking to her. I think that's how it should start. You can like just, and you can like in maybe 1 or 2 minutes you will know if the person wants to talk to you or not. If she does not want to talk to you and she's trying for the conversation to end so that she can just go, and she just is not interested in having a conversation with you, then just leave her alone, bro. Like it's not happening. It's okay. Everyone have their own boundaries and reservation. You cannot like a girl who does not talk to guys and then expect her to talk to you. um so yeah, that's the thing. Also, you can get initially attracted to people for any reason, but do not see as far as getting to married to that person without actually knowing that person, without even having a single conversation with that person. Kyunki it's more, marriage and relationships go more on compatibility than chemistry. Obviously chemistry is important, but compatibility is important. Without talking to someone and knowing what their thought process is, what kind of things they like, dislike, how do they see marriages and relationship, how do they see their future, you cannot see someone as your future wife. Okay, I'm seeing comments, and a lot of people are suggesting that guy to just go directly and tell her that he's interested in her. Which I would love to know what you guys think about it, but I personally would think that this is not how you should do it. First of all, you need to at least see and check the vibe, that even if the girl even wants to talk to you or not. Like, at least do one proper conversation with her, jahan she could know who you are, like if she's interested to talk to you. First of all, just go and say assalamu alaikum or something like that, and if she replies back with the same energy, then maybe extend the conversation. If she's not, then like she's not interested, like she's not interested in talking to you. If she would be, she would give your energy back. और सीधा सीधा किसी के मुंह पे जाके जस्ट ये कह देना कि मुझे आप पसंद हो, मैं आपको काफ़ी अच्छे से ऑब्जर्व कर रहा था और मुझे आप पसंद हो और मैं आपसे शादी करना चाहता हूँ, विल कम आउट क्रीपी टू द अदर गर्ल, एंड शी डिड नॉट सी इट कमिंग, एंड शी वुड थिंक कि इस बंदे को मेरा पता तक नहीं है, हाउ कैन ही से सच अ बिग थिंग. मुझे मतलब कि मैं अगर किसी को जानती भी नहीं हूँ, और कोई मुझे आके, और मैंने कभी उनसे बात भी नहीं की, और मुझे कोई आके कह रहा है कि ओ आई रियली लाइक यू बाय द वे, आई वुड बी लाइक हाउ डू यू लाइक मी, यू हैवंट इवन सीन मी, you don't even know me. So it's okay if you don't want to go in a haram relationship, but at the same time having a conversation with someone is actually not haram, I feel like, especially if you're thinking that this person could be my potential partner. Like, it's, even if you are doing an arranged marriage, I feel like it's very important कि आप उस बंदे से एटलीस्ट एक बार कॉन्वर्सेशन करो कि आपके आइडियाज़ और गोल्स मैच करते हैं और उस बंदे को आपका पता हो. Directly going to her and proposing her, I don't think is the way to go. You at least first need to know if she wants to talk to you or not. Someone here commented, since you have never talked to her, marriage is very far away, even from consideration. Exactly. In next 2 semesters, try to make a project group with her or something. Try to know her. Till then, you will know if you should ask such a thing or not, and she'll know you as well. Exactly. Try to interact with her. You will know if she wants to interact back or not. Agar she is interacting back and you guys are having a nice conversation, फिर आप ऐसा सवाल पूछें. Okay, guys, this is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a little different. Let me know if this is boring and you don't want me to do such episode next time. Like, it's fine. I'll not do it. I want to see how the response is like. If you enjoyed it, let me know. I'll find more fun stories. These words were a little serious. I would try to find funny stories, and then we can do a part 2 of it in the future. So let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you disagree with anything I say, let me know. I would love to correct myself. If I said anything that is not right, please forgive me. But do let me know what you think about it, about these situations. Thank you so much, and see you next Friday.